Hi everyone, this is Deepa Gupta and today we are here to discuss another session of economics. The topic is poverty as a challenge. Before starting the video, I would all of you to know why poverty is considered as challenge. As we all know, poverty not only includes the matter of adequate amount of food but also other factors like health, education, gender equality, job security and so on. And to fulfill all these factors, it is a challenge for us. Thus, poverty is considered as a challenge. So let's start with the term, what is poverty? A situation where a section of society is unable to secure the minimum consumption requirements of life, health, and efficiency. Or, in simple terms, we can also say poverty is thus defined as a situation of lack of income to acquire minimum necessities of life. Now, the question arises, what are minimum necessities? We can also say minimum necessities are the basic human needs like food, clothing, housing, education, etc. As you can see by this diagram, poverty causes hunger, disease, fewer job opportunities, lack of education, etc. Now, we will discuss about two types of poverty here, that is relative poverty and absolute poverty. First, we will understand the concept of absolute poverty. Let's take an example. Suppose rupees 50 is the minimum consumption level of a person per day. But if a person who is not able to earn that rupees 50 per day, then he will be considered as an absolute poor. Now comes relative poverty. In this, we generally talk about the relation with something else. That could be your surrounding people, neighbors, etc. Let's take an example. Suppose a person is having a scooter but all his neighbors have car. So here we can say he is relatively poor than his neighbors. Poverty has come to be characterized by social exclusion and vulnerability. Firstly, we will discuss about social exclusion. What does it means? It means that the poor are not able to enjoy the environment and surroundings which the rich people of society do. In this, poor only have life in poor surroundings with other people. They are deprived of social equality. Or, in simple terms, we can also say that the group of people or individual is not allowed to enjoy certain facilities and benefits that the rest of the society gets. Vulnerable groups. As we know, poverty is widespread among various sectors of our economy and sections of society. There are few economic and social groups as well. Firstly, we will discuss about the social groups. As you can see in the graph, scheduled tribes and scheduled caste are the most vulnerable groups to poverty. Like 43% of the scheduled tribes lives below poverty line, and in the same way 29% of the scheduled caste lives under the poverty line. Now about economic groups. These are those which are having low or high incomes. In this, we can see the casual rural labor farm and casual urban laborers. They comes under this category. You can see here 34% of the casual labor farm are under poverty line, and the same 34% of the casual urban labor lives under the poverty line. Incidence of poverty in India is found both in urban sector as well as rural sector. Few examples are for urban sector, little paid jobs, hawkers, unskilled workers. For rural sector, small landholders, agricultural labor households, village artisans. Poverty line. Poverty line is defined as a benchmark which defines the poverty, or we can also say which indicates the level of purchasing power required to satisfy the minimum needs of a person. It can be estimated at the level of income and consumption. It also represents the capacity to satisfy the minimum level of human needs. Now we will see how the estimation of poverty line is done in India. In India, the poverty line for urban areas and rural areas is separately defined in accordance with the calorie requirement in these areas. Like for urban area, it is 2100 calories per person, and for the rural areas, that is 2400 calories per person. Now the question arises, why the calories are more in rural area? As you all know, in the rural areas, the people are indulged in more physical work as compared to the people living in the urban areas. That's why the calorie requirement for the rural areas is higher than the urban area. Now, let us take a quick view on the poverty line. As you can see here, poverty line is categorized into two, that is above poverty line APL or below poverty line BPL. As we know, in India, the estimation of poverty is done through calories. So, if the person in the urban areas or in the rural areas consumes less calorie, which is fixed for them, then they will be considered that they live below poverty line. And if they consume that much calories or more, then they will be considered the person who lives above poverty line. Interstate poverty variations. The poverty ratio for all rural areas of the country is estimated at 25.7%. For all urban areas, it is 13.7%, while for the whole country, it is 21.9%. As you can see in this bar graph, these are the percentages of the people living below the poverty line for the Indian selected states. That is for Kerala 7.1, Himachal Pradesh 8.1, Punjab 8.3, Andhra Pradesh 9.2, Delhi 9.9, Haryana 11.2, Tamil Nadu 11.3, Tripura 14, Rajasthan 14.7, Gujarat 16.6, Maharashtra 17.4, West Bengal 19.9, Karnataka 20.9, Uttar Pradesh 29.4, Madhya Pradesh 31.7, Assam 31.9, Odisha 32.6, Bihar 33.7. However, states like Kerala, Goa, Punjab, Himachal Pradesh, Haryana, Lakshadweep, Delhi, Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, West Bengal, Andaman and Nicobar Islands have witnessed a steady decline in the poverty over the years. So let's discuss some of the causes of poverty. First is unemployment. In India, unemployment rate is around 9%. Many peoples are not able to find jobs, and the reasons of this might be they don't have good qualifications, industrial skills, etc. Second is low agricultural productivity. India is agriculture based country in which more than half of the country's population depend on agriculture. But still, India's agricultural productivity is lowest among developing countries. Reasons could be use of traditional methods, fragmentation, soil pollution, climate changes, etc. Third is social problems. India's culture is the oldest, but one of the best culture in the world. But still, there are some social problems like casteism, regionalism, religious conflicts, gender inequality, illiteracy, etc. These problems becomes hindrances in the path of the development of a country. Corruption. Not only in India, but this is being observed in whole world. We observe corruption in each and every sector. Due to this, poor are not able to get their rights. Population explosion. It is one of the major cause of poverty. We all have limited natural resources and they are being exploited, due to which population explosion which is increasing rapidly. Global perspective of poverty. According to the World Development Report 2015, there are about 21% of the people in developing countries living below the poverty line with less than $1.90 a day to make them survive. As you can see in this table, percentage of population living below the international poverty line in some of the selected countries like Nigeria 53.5, Bangladesh 14.8, India 21.2, Pakistan 4, China 0.7, Brazil 3.4, Indonesia 5.7, Sri Lanka 0.7. Although the world has witnessed reduction in global poverty, the proportion of people living in chronic poverty conditions is still large. Some of the steps are taken by the government for poverty alleviation, such as Prime Minister Rozgar Yojana. This scheme is meant for providing employment to the educated unemployed. Then is Rural Employment Generation Program. The aim of this program is to provide self-employment opportunities in rural areas and small towns. Next is Pradhan Mantri Gramodaya Yojana. It aims at improving the standard of living of the rural people by developing important areas such as health, primary education, drinking water, housing, etc. It is Swarn Jayanti Gram Sarojgar Yojana. Under this program, a large number of small enterprises are established in the rural areas. Next is Swarn Jayanti Shahari Rozgar Yojana. The objective of this program is to provide self-employment or wage employment to the urban unemployed or underemployed people. Next is National Food for Work Program. The program provides rural poor with wage employment and manual unskilled work. It is implemented as a 100% centrally sponsored scheme and food grains are provided free of cost to the states. Next is National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. The Act provides 100 days of assured employment every year to rural households. So students, there are some assignment questions to be done by you. I hope you have enjoyed the topic. Thank you. I hope you have enjoyed today's session. We'll be back with such more sessions. Please like, share and subscribe the channel for more videos.